Hi folks, this is Max from epic4gtouchroot.com. So I've got the alpha version of CM10 Jelly Bean ROM here. This one's very good actually. But I would not use it for a daily driver because there's some still a major issue with the airplane mode. Basically, while just randomly it'll go into airplane mode, so you'll lose data and voice. Doesn't happen often, but it does happen. But everything else is working. 4G is working, 3G is working, your Netflix is working, Bluetooth is working, everything pretty much works. Just that issue with the airplane mode bug is still there. But if this is not your first phone, or you just, you don't have important calls coming, then you can try it out. Maybe on the weekend, I suggest you can try it out just to see what the ICS features are like on the Epic 4G Touch. It's certainly coming, and soon it's gonna look really nice when this is completely done. But looking very good, very good. Just airplane mode bug, kind of probably not a good daily driver. But I'll also show you how to install this ROM. You'll need to install a safe kernel, CM9 kernel, and install it. Let me show you that real quick here. So to install this ROM, you'll need to copy over the 3 files. I'll have links below. Make sure you download the CM10 blah.zip, also the gapps blah.zip, and also the other file, which should be called the let me see here, 41G WTF2. That's basically a safe kernel you can use to install this ROM. Go ahead and boot into your recovery. I'm just going to use the manual method just in case you guys don't know how. Hold down the power off your phone, and then hold down the volume up and the power button, and wait until you get into your recovery. For installing this ROM, you'll need to use the Clockwork My Recovery I've installed here, one of the files. Otherwise it will not install, just the way Epic 4G Touch works. So whatever recovery you're on, you can install that file I was just talking about. I'll show you now. Go ahead and install zip from SD card. Choose from SD card or internal SD card, depending on where you copied it. And I put it in my download folder. And that file I was talking, usually we would use the bottom one, CM5 safe, for TouchWiz based ROMs. But for this ROM, we'll need to use the 41G WTF2 blah.zip. Thanks to Chris41G at XDA, and he makes all these safe kernels, which is really cool. And go ahead and install that. This is the safe kernel CM9 for CM9 and CM10 ROMs. And once that's done, it's going to install the kernel with the recovery. We'll go to Advanced and Reboot Recovery. And this will reboot us into safe kernel, where we can do a wipe without worrying about bricking our phone. The bricking bug happens when you wipe with the wrong Clockwork My Recovery. By doing this, we make sure we're not on a bad kernel that could potentially do that. So go ahead and do wipe data factory reset. Hit the power button. Say yes. Even though it looks the same, the recovery that I just installed probably is different from the one that was there before. When that's done, you should get data wipe is complete. Go to install zip from SD card. Choose zip from external or SD card, depending. See how the words are changed, but that's basically internal. And I'm gonna go to download, and I'm gonna choose the CM10 blah.zip. This is the latest version. And you can also check the credits to XDA for the latest link if this video gets outdated. Yes. And sometimes some of the newer versions, they might have bugs and not install correctly. Then you can try the old version also that I posted here. That's why I post, I keep my own files. That way, if something goes wrong, and at least you've tried something that I've tried, instead of because developers, they'll make a bunch of different versions, and sometimes some of them won't boot or something, and then you know what, I gotta deal with that, but I don't want to. So I leave those on my server, so you can install those. That way you can get the same result. And when that's done, we're gonna install the G apps. Basically, it's Google apps. You know, you have to flash that to get Play Store and a bunch of other stuff. And it's gonna be almost. It's not huge files, so this one you can do. And when that's done, you can go ahead and go ahead and install Google Apps. So I'm gonna go to my download folder again, and the G apps JB, the Jelly Bean, not the ICS. Install that. So that was one of the files you should have copied over. Say yes. And there's one more step you gotta do. You have to do this on CM10 ROMs. I don't know why, but if you do that, it will definitely boot. And if you mess up, if you don't follow step by step, you'll have to do it all over again. Just the thing with CM10, I find that you have to do it all over again if you mess up. So when that's done, go back and do wipe cache partition. Hit the power button, say yes, and go to advanced. Hit the power button. Hit the choose wiped all the cache. Hit the power button. Say yes. Say yes, and go back and reboot system now, and hit the power button. And this will boot you into the experimental CM10. Again, this is an alpha version. I don't recommend it at all for daily driving because of that major bug. But keep watching the thread on XDA, and it should be solved, you know, within the next week or two, or maybe a month or two. I don't know exactly when. But once that bug is fixed, this is going to be a flawless ROM. Actually, it's a pretty flawless ROM, other than that airplane mode bug. And also, if you want to go back to your old ROM, I suggest flashing, you know, one of the save kernels. You can use this one here I attached, or the one on my site, epic4gtouchroot.com. Go look for the article, and you know, install that, reboot into recovery, and then restore your ROM. Or if you're going to install another ROM, make sure you install a safe kernel first. If you don't, you'll brick your phone. Not a huge deal if you have insurance. And also, if you have a rooted phone, I highly recommend you have insurance, because something happens, you brick your phone, you can get a new one right away. I've got 2 free phones from Sprint, and no questions asked. And I just went to the store and be like, yeah, I don't know what happened. It's not powering up. And if there's no water damage to your phone, they're gonna replace your phone. There you go. So I've got it installed. Now if it doesn't boot within a minute or two, something went wrong. Just do the whole process again. Install that safe kernel again, reboot into recovery, install the ROM, install the G apps, and then wipe cache, wiped all the cache, reboot. That's the process. That's worked time over time for me. Sometimes it doesn't work, and I think a lot of times with the different versions it may not work also. If that happens to you, just give up and go try another ROM. Sometimes it happens, you know, but this version works. The one I put on my site should work, because I've got it working here flawlessly there. So actually this one also I had to do it twice. The first time I did it, because I did it without all the cache wipe. Sometimes I just kind of skip it. I'm like, oh, it should work without it. But now it's working. 3G there, looking good. Try it out, let me know what you think, and make sure you make a backup ROM of your current ROM before you install this, so you can go back. Again, this is not a daily driver. I just wanted to give you a glimpse of it. Did I even show you the ROM? Yeah, so Jelly Beans, you can check its Jelly Beans by going to System Settings, and where is it? Go to About Phone, and you can just keep tapping on 4.1 and hold down the Jelly Bean. If this is the first time, you should play this game of pushing the Jelly Beans. And other than that, you'll get notification, new notification here. Of course, the speed is really fast, and you see the Jelly Bean animations. That's where it comes out and it goes into the center. Well, you know what? That's not Jelly Bean animations, but where it goes out, you can see the rectangle getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Other than that, it's pretty much CM10. You get all the CM10 stuff. Performance, let me see if you can actually change anything here. Maximum frequency, no, that's just stock frequency. Battery life should be fair. It's not gonna be great at this moment because this is still alpha ROM. But looks great. If that, you know, that bug's not there, this is gonna be a great ROM. And go ahead and try it. Let me know what you think. And again, make sure to use the save kernel method, and also when you go back, flash that kernel, and you should be all safe to go. Anyway, thanks you guys. If you have an Epic 4G Touch, don't forget to sign up for my email list at epic4gtouchroot.com. We update you once a week with ROM of the week, and also it's a great way you can contact with me via email and others to get help with your phone. And please follow me on GooglePlus, Facebook, or Twitter. Later.